ground floor real estate investing. I took $1,000 and invested it into this trading app. I currently have 27 active loans, with 7 that are extended for a total of 34. 4 of them are $100 investments, and the rest are $20 investments for a total of $1,000. The update for this week is that 7 of the loans are now extended, meaning that they were supposed to be repaid on this maturity dates, which you can see here in the third column. So I'm going to go over each property and look at the bullet points, see if there's any new notes from the loan manager. The first one is 5512 Carville. So you can see here it was funded for $247,000, and I'm one of 1,479 investors at 5512 Carville Avenue in Hillthorpe, Maryland. 21227. Looks like a 2-story house with an attic here with a window. It's managed by Ala de Tohun Acquisition 1 LLC. Alumide Ala de Tohun is the principal manager. There are no new notes from last week. Last week I streamed on February 17th. And it seems like the loan is in default since January, so either they will take the property back and then refund ground floor, or I don't know how it works, or take the collateral. And anyway, no new notes from the 20th. The plan here was the borrower was going to take the $247,000, purchase and renovate the property. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. I mean, I would redo the porch, maybe redo the grounds in the front yard there. But for renovating the property upon completion, the borrower intends to sell the property and repay the ground floor loan. No new notes there. Property number 2, 412 Henry Street in Houston, Texas, 77009. Managed by BL Real Estate Solutions, LLC, Byron Logan. And this was a collective loan again for $325,060 with 1,169 investors. And there is a new note this week. It says that this one I'm encouraged by because it had a lot of notes on the progress. Here I'll read the last summary from the 25th. The borrower advised the following renovations are complete or in progress. They redid the drywalls, door installation is complete, trim is complete, the exterior painting is complete, rough-ins are in progress, painting is complete, tiling is in progress. 2.8, renovations are nearing completion. 2.22, the borrower is advised that the renovations are nearing completion and listing is scheduled. Ground floor has reached a workout settlement with the borrower. A new maturity date is set for July 20th, 2022. All right, it's still in the extended column, though, so that hasn't been updated yet. Let's see if they update that. There are no update photos either of the property, but again, same idea for this one-story home here with the chain link fence in front. They redid the property and grounds. Let's see. No other notes. Here, the borrower, again, same technical note here, tends to use the loan proceeds to purchase and renovate the property. Upon completion, the borrower intends to sell the property to repair the ground floor loan. So here's the situation where work team actually is claiming that they received the money, that they used the money to do the renovations. Like, let's say you and a team of friends or coworkers own a construction company. You could buy a property and get your team working and pay your workers with the loan, and then flip the property once you put it on the market, and then your construction team has made money working and then made a tidy profit from the sale of the house. So I think that's what goes on a lot of times here with ground floor, working hand in hand with local construction crews and keeping men and women working in these various cities around the country. Again, there should be a collateral process here, and there should be some type of situation, but if it has been extended until July at 10%, I'm encouraged by that. It was supposed to be repaid, but that would be an extra few dollars once repayment is done this summer. So I'll keep you posted on that one. Number 3 of 7 that are currently overdue is 1009 North 17 Court Number 1 in Hollywood, Florida, 33020. It's managed by Gold Nevada LLC, Taras Yurchak, the principal. Loan for over $200,000. And nice property here. You can see the driveway. They actually have a tent over the driveway that leads to that garage, I guess for multiple cars. I guess it gets hot in the summer. Miscellaneous, no new bullet points. Property is purchased. Same plan here. The borrower intends to use the loan proceeds to purchase and renovate the property. Upon completion, the borrower intends to sell the property to repay the borrower for a loan. So again, this seems to be the same process. You buy a property, you hire a construction company or use your own, renovate it, and flip it. And so no new bullet point notes for this property, which was funded on December 14th, matured on 1/19. The next one, number 4, 2110 Kings Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas, 76117. $220,000, managed by Waterloo Holdings and Investment LLC, Jose Cruz, the principal. There is a new note. It says 22222. That was the all 2 days here on this fourth one. The borrower has advised that the property is actively listed on the market. Ground Floor has reached a settlement with the borrower. A new maturity date has been set for July 26th, 2022. So again, giving them another 6 months then? Yeah, giving them another 6 months. Again, at 10%, 6 months at 10%. If it's a $20 investment, would be, let's see, be $1. Be $1. All right. Let's go back to the list. How much? Yeah, these are all 20. All the extended ones except for the last one are $20 investments. All right, well, that's encouraging. That's another one that was given a 6 months extension. Another new note here from Loan Summary, 1669 Highland Falls Road in Griffin, Georgia, 30223. The loan was $128,000. And a Tuesday Investment Group LLC, John Clark, the principal. And a note from 22222 again, the 2-day. Ground Floor has received a payoff request, good through August 11th, 2022. Keep in mind closing dates are subject to change. All right, again, nice property down here in Georgia. Same plan. Purchase, renovate, and flip. And here's the property. The grounds are very well kept on this one. You can see the hedges, but the grass looks like it's seeded, and there's a lot of lawn care that goes into this property. All right, so extended another year to August 11th. All right, so that's 7 months then, right? 6.5. So yeah, 6.5 months. All right, number 6. Back to the same down in Maryland, the same loan manager for 4220 Silver Spring Road, Perry Hall, Maryland. Ala de Tohun Acquisition 01, Olumide Ala de Tohun. It's the manager for this $260,000 loan. And the new note for this week is the borrower is advised the property is actively listed on the market. Ground Floor has reached a workout settlement with the borrower. A new maturity date has been set for August 17th, 2022. Okay, so again, this is saying that the renovations are complete, that it's on the market following the same plan, purchase and renovate and flip. Again, nice grounds, nice little lawn there to play on or roam. Little concrete driveway here, just to park your car or truck. But nice amount of grass there to play on here on the right. I don't know how much of this land that they own, but let's see if it sells down there in Perry Hall, Maryland. Okay, so Again, another one with about a 6.5 month extension from Ground Floor, for which each day I should be paid for this loan at 11%. Last one. This is one of my $100 investments, and there are no new loan updates, but it was a property down here, 25 Del Lago Circle in St. Augustine, Florida, 32080. Oasis Equity Holdings, Hunter Hayden. And I thought this had an interesting facade, the sort of buttressed entrance here with this sort of arch. So it was a $321,000 funded loan at 10%. And just last week it became overdue. But same plan here. It's purchase and renovate and flip. And interesting sort of, it's got sort of this pseudo pagoda sort of, or gateway arch, like this gate here in front. And it's well-kept grounds. But it looks like nice renovation. Again, down in Florida. I don't know if there's a local map that it's right near the waters. So if you own a boat or enjoy the beach and enjoy the waters, it's right there. And so anyway, it seemed like a good location for real estate. And no new notes, but renovations are ongoing. So looking at these notes, that's the last update for this week of the 7 properties that have been extended. What I did, though, after last week's post was created this spreadsheet here on my Columbia account. This spreadsheet contains my information. I just copied and pasted it here and then touched it up for each of the extended loans. And now Del Lago is extended here. In yellow, that just means that those are the $400 investments, so I can track those. But what I did was I wrote down the amount of days that since it's been making money for me. So, this should also be 12/14, so let me copy and paste that. So, for example, the first property, I started getting 10% on this on November 9th. So, as of last week, that's 100 days. Right? So, then property number 2, 412 Henry Street, on February 18th. Again, that loan started on November 9th, so that's 100 days. Property number 3 of the ones I mentioned down in Florida has been... that loan started on December 14th. So that's 65 days that my money's been working for me. So I'm earning 10% for 65 days. And so on. So the next loan, 65 days. The next loan, it's been making money for me for 115 days. And the 6th loan, 47 days. And that one where I have the $100 investment is 45 days. So I calculated this for each of the 34 properties, and I guess I should make sure 8617 Bowdoin got funded and that there's a funding date. So then I can add that one here to the bottom, which I haven't done yet. And then what I did was I added the number of days that my money's been working for me and multiplied it by the daily rate, which is here for a $20 investment. So $20 at 10% per year, it's down here, I'm highlighting it in this row number 40, is 0.00547945 cents per day. So I take the number of days that my money's been working for me, and then I multiply it by that amount, and I get the amount, the value of the portfolio. Just note that for the $100 loan, since it's calculated for the daily rate for a $20 investment, I just took each of the $100 ones and I multiplied them by 5. Okay, so if it's 45 days overdue, since it's $100, multiply that by 5, that's 225 days that I'm owed at that sort of half cent per day. Okay, get it? Okay. So with this calculation, I can estimate how much money, if I were to pay back everything, like let's say the company's like, okay, we need to shut everything down so you'll be paid up to date what we owe you. That would be the amount that they owe me at Ground Floor. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to check that last one down at Bowden, which should be the last one on the page, and just make sure that it's performing, which it is. So that one is active now. So as of last week, it was not yet funded, but it has been fully funded, and it was funded on the 21st. So in other words, that loan has been making money for me for 3 days. And there's a nice new note. The borrower has a tentative completion date in April. Usually it's the same plan. They say a purchase and renovate and flip the property. So this is another property down in Georgia. Again, managed by Willis Residential LLC, Calvin Willis. So 3 days since 2/21. So I'll add that to my list because that is also working for me. 2/21, 2022. So as of this writing, that's 3 days. But it was 0 as of the 18th. So I'll make it 0 here on my list. So let me just make sure I have the right count of the properties. And I'll update the value of the current value of the portfolio. And then down below, you'll see my repayments here. And I wrote the where the properties are. So 2 properties in Florida, 2 in Georgia, 1 in Alabama, 1 in Michigan, 1 in Ohio. These were all repaid. But what's encouraging about this in ground floor is for each one, if you look here at the amount of days that it was overdue, this one was overdue 19 days, and I was paid for 0.6 of a month. This one was overdue no days, and I was paid for 0.8 of a month. This one was 73 days, and it was 2.6 months, which is a little more than 73. This one was 43 days overdue, and I was working for me for 43 days. They paid me for 1.8 months, which again is more than if you average about 60 days for 2 months. 1.8 times 60 would be let's see. 1.8 times 3 is 24. So that'd be 30. That'd be 54 days. So they're actually paying me more than that. They owed me for 43 days, and they paid me for 54 days when they actually paid me back. So that adds up to just a couple of extra cents for each of these. So I was encouraged by that. Not only that, but the rates were just a little bit higher because of the if they were overdue. So instead of being paid at 10%, I was paid at 10.8. For each one, 10.3, 10.1, 10.1, 11.2 instead of 11%, 10.1. And the last one I was paid for, that was one of the $100 loans. I was paid at the promised rate. But again, that was 35 days, which is about a month and a sixth. But I was paid like 1.16 months. But I was paid for 1.6 months of the term on this borrow. So for each of these 7 ones that I've already been repaid, it was a few cents more for each of them. So I was very happy with that. So that totaled $3.37. Going back to the loans that I'm owed, now I have these active loans. Let's see, I have 27 that are performing and 7 that are extended. That's a total of 34. However, I have 4 loans that are at 100, right? And since those are all times 5, I have 34 plus 16, which is 50 loans at $20 each. And that should make sense because 50 times 20 is $1,000, which is how much I've invested. So since another 7 days have passed, I'm taking this column here, 34.96, and then I'm adding 7 days times 50. So 7 times 50 is 350 extra days. So if I take 34.96, that's this cell here, which is the tally from the 18th, and then I add 350 more days at the $20 rate, then I'll get, copying the rate for a daily the daily pay of when my loans are working for oh, well, that one hasn't been, this last one hasn't, it shouldn't get an extra 7, it should only get an extra 3, because it started on the 21st and today's the 24th. So I'll subtract 4 from this, minus 4. Alright? So then, the value of the portfolio at this time, based on the fact that all of these loans have a start date when they're starting to give me 10 or 8 or 12%, whatever the percent rate is, but I'm averaging that out to say that it's 10%. So I'm going to take this amount times this, and I get $21.05. Add that to the $337 that I've already been repaid, and as of this date, February 24th, the value of my investing is 21.05 plus 3.37, or I've earned $24.42. So remember these last times I streamed and talked about Ground Floor, I was upset because I was like, there's no way I'm going to make $100 in a year at this rate. But in reality, let's say I was repaid everything on this date. They're like, okay, we're gonna end all the loans. You'll be repaid whatever you're owed as of this date, February 24th. I'd be at $24.42. So if you take $100 and you divide it by 12 months, that's $8.338 per month is the rate that I should be earning. So if you times that by 2, because now January's done and February's done, I should have earned $16.67. So I'm way ahead of that. And I looked at the loans, and you can see the ones that were started in November and December. So in reality, I really did start investing maybe $100, $200 in October and November. And then it was up to $400 for a while in December. But it wasn't $1,000 until about Christmas time. So since I'm considering it a $1,000 investment, my money's really been working for an extra 2 months or so. But with less money in the portfolio, with like $400 and then $600. And I held it at $600 for a while. So this extra money, remember I should be at about $16 and $16.67 in 4 days when the month ends, when February ends. So I'm ahead of that rate. So at this rate, I'll have more than $100 by December 31st of this year. So I'm encouraged by this result. So as long as I keep the portfolio tight, and as loans are repaid, immediately reinvest them, and they give you a little bit extra when they repay you. There's a little extra cents with these extra days. Usually there's a downtime of maybe 2 or 3 days, depending on whether the loan is funded or about to be funded. But as long as you stay on top of that, I think it's good. I think that I'll definitely be ahead of $100 by December 31st at this rate. The other thing is that, and if I am, then I'll add money to the portfolio. I'm trying it for a year. The other thing that's encouraging is sometimes I do loans and I'm like, I don't think that I was even, like a loan that started on 9/22. It might be that the loan became active and they started their renovations, but it wasn't fully funded yet. But if I'm paid for that money, then I'm getting extra pay. Like let's say I sign up for a loan in March, but they really started working on the house in January. So when you join the pool, if you're being paid for those renovations also in January, as being part of the pool, then it's really worth it. Because I'm looking for loans like that. And I don't know if there are any, but it depends on the start date. But again, if I go back to, like if I want to invest, like that would definitely make it worth it. Because then it'll be much more than 10%. They may get the portfolio up to about 12 or 13%. if there are loans like that, based on the remaining term. So if I check, and I usually check the higher rates, I just go to the higher rates. Like those are the lowest rates. But here, Sugarloaf, like down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, if I were to invest more money, first lien, it says that there's 29 days left to get it funded. Otherwise, they'll take it off the chart here. But I'm looking for loans when I go down the list that are either already funded or they just want more money in the loan position. Right here it says 15 days left to fund this loan. Otherwise it'll be delisted, etc., etc. So I don't know if there are loans like that, but I'll search for those as well. But that's the delay time when you have the money in your investor account. If I have to wait 15 days, that's 15 days that my money's sitting there and it's not earning any interest. All right, so that's the only downtime for the investing. But as you can see on this date, February 24th, I have all of my $1,000 actively earning money for me at this rate. So that means that every day, if you take this half-cent amount, here I'll copy it over here. Now I have a 50 multiple, right? Because that means that every day I'm making the passive income of 27 cents from this portfolio. All right, and it's only positive because I'm the man loaning out my $1,000. Every day that I get up and go about my business from this portfolio, I'm automatically making 27 cents. All right, so that's encouraging on 27 cents on $1,000. So, I thought about it. I thought, if I was $10,000, then I'd be making $2.70. I could go have breakfast every day. If I had $10,000 set aside, I'd have $2.70 earned every day. It would pay for my coffee and muffin at a cheap restaurant any day. Right? Or if I make breakfast myself, then it would pay for the breakfast. Which is just making it in my kitchen here. So that's encouraging to know. So if this does work out for 1 year at $1,000, I'll probably bump it up to say $5,000 or $10,000, because then that's every day it's earning a couple bucks for me, and it's pretty easy to manage. There's no stress like in the stock market, with COVID and with the possibilities of wars and isolationism and these different competing ideologies in politics, like the political state and all the social problems. It's nice to have a platform like this that's stable and that's very low risk compared to equities markets, stocks, and options trading and stuff, and the risks that are inherent there. So this is very low stress. Just keep it but I want to see within a year. I want to make sure that I'm at least at 10% if I follow these managing tactics. So more next time. The next time I stream, it'll be March 3rd, and we'll update it. The projected value then of the loan will be another 7 days at 27 cents, right? So if I'm at let's see, 20. Let's figure out what that rate is. Does it have it to the nearest decimal? So I'll type it up. 0.005479 45205 times another week goes by. That'd be 50 multiple times that amount times 7 days, so times 350 is another $1.91. So at this rate, I'm making $1.91 per week passive income from this portfolio, the way it's set up. So again, I'm encouraged by this, and slow and steady wins the race. We'll see how it goes for Ground Floor Investing. Thanks for watching my stream, and hope you're having a good day. I'm going to continue on here on Twitch, and take care. This is my venture into the ground floor real estate loans 1 year investing. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.